Safely sealed in the hold. Revived 3 million years later, Lister's only companions are a life form who evolved from his cat and Arnold Rimmer, a hologram simulation of one of the dead crew.
Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be speaking about the second episode of Red Dwarf. Starting off, we see Lister speaking to a vending machine. The vending machine is absolutely shit, never gives him what he wants. It cuts to him and Kat speaking. He's actually showing Kat some pictures of his old life. This episode starts quite quickly, to be fair. It cuts to a scene of him trying to get his mechanical fish working again. And seconds later, there's a massive bang and Lister doesn't know what's happening. It cuts to a scene of Kat trying to bring loads of clothes into the stasis chamber. Him and Lister actually want to go in stasis until they get back to Earth because it'll be easier for them. Because they're actually going in light speed to get back to Earth, strange things are happening. So right now Lister is in the room with Rimmer, but Rimmer can't see him. Rimmer's in a conversation with his future self. He leaves the room, and then Lister sees Rimmer again. Seconds later, it cuts to Kat running because his tooth hurts. So bear in mind you saw Lister's mechanical fish earlier, so remember that. He cuts to the fish now. You see he wants the fish, but he doesn't get it. So this episode is called Future Echoes. So it means when they go to light speed, they can see the future. It cuts to a picture of them chilling, trying to figure out what's happening. And we can see a picture of Lister with 2 babies. But considering he's got no children, it's slightly weird. A couple of hours later, Lister gets a message from the Scutters telling him to go and see Rimmer. He goes to Rimmer at the actual drive and he gets told, basically, Rimmer's just seen him die. He's seen a future version of himself die. It's really hard for Lister to actually wrap his head around this. Of course it would be. The cast actually said when the filming this was very hard to wrap their head around it because scenes like this. So now the cat's actually going to eat the fish. Obviously earlier on you see his tooth hurt, and then earlier on as well you saw him go to the fish again. It shows stuff's out of sequence, and Lister thinks if he can stop Cat from getting the fish, it would then stop him from dying at the end. He's happy for a brief second, but realizes he actually broke the cat's tooth. So he's slapping his head. He's so unhappy. Whilst Rimmer is extremely happy because he clearly wants Lister dead. You see Lister here swigging from a bottle. You see the disdain in his face. You can see how unhappy he is. He knows that he's going to die. What can he do? Especially with Rimmer mocking him. This is why I hate Rimmer. He's such a knobhead, really. Rimmer puts his hat on. He grabs a pole. He thinks, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on my own terms. I'm not going to hide from it. He's on his way to the drive room, ready to smash shit up and make sure he dies in the way he wants to die. He's seen his future, so what can he do? He sneaks in there. He can see a few sparks. He thinks he's about to go. He's been told to Holly that he needs to actually press a few buttons to stop them from going out of hyperspace, so stuff will go back to normal. Rimmer's here holding his ears, smiling, ready for his death. But little do you know, he doesn't die. Other than Kat taking him down for breaking his tooth, it just cuts to the shit. So Lister hasn't died. Look how happy he is. It's like he scored a goal in the 1998 World Cup with that celebration. As they re-enter the bunk, they realise they can see Lister, but he's about 60, 70 or 80. He can't see them because he's in the future, but he knows where they are. So he's telling them not to worry, he didn't die, it was actually his son who died in the future. So Lister didn't die, it wasn't him who blew up. Rimmer's also begging Lister to tell him about his future, but he just calls him a smeghead, really. So when I was a kid and saw this episode, it really confused me because you see 3 past versions of themselves, you see a future version of themselves. I had no clue what was getting on, but especially for the late 80s, this was so smart and so original. The only bit of information missing from them now is how they saw a picture of Lister with his children. Holly actually gives Rimmer a bad haircut here because he takes the piss out of him. I do want to note that. So in the last scene, we see a future version of Lister holding his 2 babies. So it all comes full circle from that photo. It's such a smart way to do the episode. And then after this, it just ends. He takes a picture to get the picture for that original thing, and it all goes full circle. So if you did enjoy this episode, let me know, and I'll be doing some more. But I thought this was such a good episode. Really smart. Really enjoyable, and for a sci-fi comedy which came out in the 80s, I'm just really surprised they went here. It's been your boy Pid. Peace out. Have a lovely day, afternoon or morning. Safe, safe, safe.